Hi there, my name's Susan. This is my A team, Tim, Stefan and Julia. Today we're going to be talking about Bubble. So I got up with my good friend Emma the other day, and she told me she spent nearly 20 hours on the internet looking for this handbag. And I said, why did it take you so long? And she said, well, I just saw someone at the train station that had this handbag, and I went on the internet and searched all these keywords. And I said, why didn't you just go up to her and ask her, where did you get that handbag? And she said, Susan, don't be stupid, no one does that because she's a stranger and I don't know her. So I just thought that was a really interesting response. So I found out that 81% of people feel uncomfortable to approach strangers. And the insight there is because we don't have a relationship or any context to start a conversation. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a platform, a forum where people felt comfortable to start communicating to strangers. And I think the question there is there a demand for that? Well, I believe so, because Amex, here's looking at you, gets more than 10,000 text messages a day trying to contact people that are in a similar space, right? I'm sure you've had a thought where you're at the train station or you're on your lunch break where you're alone, but you're not really alone because you're surrounded by people and you go, hey, that is a watch that I would really like. I wonder where they got it from. Or, oh, that guy that's wearing that Harry Potter t-shirt 2 rows from me, he's a local, I bet you. I wish I could say something to him. Or, oh, I'm having lunch. I wonder what that person's eating because, it's a lot better than what I'm eating right now. So we wanted to create an answer for that, and so that's how we came to Bubble. It's a really simple, addictive little idea. So what is Bubble? It is an anonymous messaging mobile application where you can contact anyone in your 7-meter bubble. So how does it actually work? It is very much so 150 characters in an intimate, moving chat room that syncs up with your real life. So let's check it out together with the demo. So I'll just walk you through it. We've actually created an end-to-end minimum viable product. So we've got social onboarding. So it just means that we'll be able to contact you if we need to, but just to make sure that all of the messages that you send are anonymous. And then once you've signed in, there'll be a throbber, and it's actually creating a bubble around you. So what we've done is we've created an algorithm that translates the longitude and latitude anywhere in the world to create 7 meters around you, and any message that you send will be available in that vicinity. So anyone in your vicinity will be able to contact you. Thank you. And something really clever here is you want to know how many people are actually in your space, right? So now you can see that there are 9 people with Bubble that are in the space that you can speak to. So it's all anonymous, as you can see here, and you can reply to it, or you can reference people, and it keeps you guessing who's actually responding to you and who obviously you're actually talking to. So you can send through comments here, and this is all hosted and supported by AWS. So to make sure the app's working really quickly, we've used CloudFront, we've used S3 to make sure that we support all of the server resources there. Great. So one of the things that make it really different is it's anonymous and it's close proximity. And what we wanted to make sure is we get as many users as possible. And how we'd actually commercialize it is we would make sure that all of the users would have this freely available, but for companies we would license out bubbles for particular hotspots. So for example, if I was Finder.com and you wanted to look into insurances, where are people actually having conversations about insurances, we'd be able to tap into that space and give you data and insights. And that's something that we can provide with the AWS platform as well. It's something that Tim's built. So I'm not sure if we've got some of the packaging available, but we can definitely show you that. So something that we wanted to do to validate the idea was go on the streets and talk to people to see what their feedback was on our idea and to demo the product. And we've got a short and sweet little video that displays it.
So I think bubble application is a very nice application because it can be very helpful for people if they don't know how to approach another. It's going to be gorgeous like communication between each other, so it's a very nice application.
But I can see my daughter using it. Mostly when you're traveling alone or anything like that, it's actually quite cool that you can actually become friends with someone.
I think it, it gives you a bit of confidence to start that conversation. So yeah, I can definitely see myself using it in the future.
So I think, are we around, huh? Okay. Look, I think simple, fun ideas that connect people together is really powerful. And that's what Bubble is about. So we really invite you into our bubble and start that conversation with us. So thanks for listening.
Any questions from the judges? So, have you looked at dating?
Yeah, so I think the idea also came around like he's looking at you and people sending texts like, that lady with the red scarf, I really like the colour of your scarf, are you available for coffee? Like those sort of ideas as well. So it's definitely about connecting people, whether it's romantically or you're in a library and you just want to, I read that book as well, that was my favourite chapter. It's just about creating a foundation with strangers where you might have the confidence to go up and talk to them about whatever you want to talk about. Yeah.
Who do you see are your competitors?
Yeah, so look, there's nothing like this in the space. So the key differences are it's anonymous, and secondly, it's the close proximity of 7 meters. So there's things like Yik Yak, there's things like Happen, which is a dating app, but none of them match those two things, which I think that's perfect for chemistry for strangers. Yes.
I guess the challenge with anything like this is the critical mass, right? In terms of achieving that initial critical mass. So I was obviously this question came from the last presentation, but how do you think you're going to achieve that critical mass, and would you do it geographically to start with? What's your thinking in terms of your plan to get this off the ground? Yeah,
definitely. That's a great question, and always a challenge when it comes to a social app. So what we're thinking is one of our ideas is to pilot with probably potential businesses, right, that have that social aspect to it, where you have strangers in the same place, say at a conference, where they want to have a conversation immediately with the people in their room. Specific to like events or sculptures by the sea, one particular artwork. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, but I think the key to that is it's not like Twitter, and it's not like a forum where it's a whole room. It's always going to be 7 meters, which is about intimacy, right? So that person that you're speaking to, that is in your bubble or leaving your bubble, that person you can see. Yeah, you just don't know who it is.
How are you going to deal with creepy people? Do I just need to run away?
Yes, creepy people. There's so many of them. So I think that's one of the first things that we've thought about as a team. How do you deal with creepy people? And I think there's definite things that we can do on any social app, which is blocking, inappropriate words or languages, monitoring. But the thing about trolling is it's a behaviour, right? So unfortunately, it doesn't matter where you go in the internet. Unfortunately, there's some of it. So we definitely have filtering and monitoring of what conversations go around, and that's why we've made it accountable to link up to your Facebook. So if we don't like the way you're doing whatever you're doing, we'll just shut you down.
And how will you make money?
Money, yes. Well, we love money. So one of the things that we thought about in terms of commercializing it is definitely, working with businesses to license the bubble idea. So, like Sculptures by the Sea is a great example, to have a 7 meter bubble at a particular artwork. So people at that artwork could be talking about that particular interpretation of whatever it is. And then we would have a package of $15 a month where they'd be able to do that. So it's quite cheap initially, but it's be able to give them insights into what people are talking about, and we have data packages that are supported by AWS. Cool.
Try it yourself with Bubble7.
Yes, jump onto Bubble7. Oh, it's gone.
Awesome. Thank you very much for Bubble. We'll get